How's it going, fellow hobos? Bowden the Great here, bringing you another tutorial video on Hobo Tough Life. And in this video we'll be talking base building, specifically kind of just general usable furniture, as well as we'll get into the milestones, as well as what bonuses and effects you want for your base. But starting off, the most important thing, especially in early game, is to go ahead and build your shelter over the fire barrel and make sure that you get a sleeping piece of furniture from Drax, and put those side by side so you can stay warm while sleeping, as well as make sure that your covered area covers the crafting table so you don't have to worry about any of the elements, whether that be rain or snow. So you're always covered there, so you always have a place to sleep without getting wet. And from here we'll kind of move on to the Christian altar, which is a great kind of tool to use for increasing morale. You can get the picture of the Lord and Savior from the priest, which is a huge aid early on. Next we'll move on to the drinking lounge, which does a similar thing as the Christian altar, which increases morale and gets you drunk. And the most important thing about that is it gets you drunk without the risk of addiction. So it's a safe way to do all these Guzzler's quests. Here's a little arcade machine. It's a little mini game, but it's very difficult. But I have not been able to beat it, but apparently you can though. So moving on to the demonic altar. This one you get doing the Satanist quest. You can only do it at night, as you can see, and you have to offer up a piece of a packaged chicken at the cost of health to do it. But here's the toilet. That's where you can offload dookie, assuming that you have toilet paper and water. Moving on to the washing machine, you can do laundry. You can wash your own clothes without having to pay a fee if you have detergent and water. Here is the field kitchen, which you can cook, I think, a little bit nicer meals using dead animals that you find around, and the dumpsters. So that's yummy. The last piece of this is going to be the study, which is very important to use because as you get these books, if you read them in the study, it gives you a lot larger of a XP boost whenever you read them. So that is that for kind of the usable furniture. There's a couple other things I don't have, but it's really not, I guess, as important. But moving on to the milestones and how to achieve them. So if you press R on keyboard, you can bring up the milestone menu, which as you can see, is kind of starting from the top. You've got small. If you place equipment that's small, place equipment that's level 1, 2, 3, 4. But the small equipment is probably going to be your easiest one to do. You can see under the description, equipment small. And all you need to do is just put down like a handful of these, 5 of these total, which pretty easy to knock out. Moving on to actually you can put 10 down total. Moving on to the upgrade, you can see that you have the option to upgrade, which will do a couple of things. It will increase potentially for this particular piece, you can increase your cold resistance, which is super helpful, assuming that you can spare the materials to upgrade a bunch of your furniture. Moving on to the complex equipment, that's basically all the different pieces of furniture that I just showed you. That's all the stuff that you kind of have to craft on your own that that utilizes important pieces, like a broken washing machine or a broken punching bag, for instance. The rest of the structures, placing structures, is pretty self-explanatory. You just need to be able to build and place different walls. If you're going for not for aesthetics, and you can just find the cheapest ones and dump them out. Moving on to the bizarre and creepy, a lot of these you can get from Anatoly. As you can see there, I've got 4 coffins, which I just straight up bought from Anatoly and just placed them down whenever he had them in stock. So make sure that you check Anatoly's stock often. Have taken a quick break to warm up because I'm freezing, which then brings us on to the final kind of piece of this. And once you have your base fully upgraded, what do you spend your points on? I see that question a lot going on, and it's going to differ by between people. I personally start off with the physical and mental regen because it really helps early game. I could see people arguing to drop mental regen because you don't really need that. The next one being facilities, maxing that out because that definitely helps with your cold and wetness, and then dump the rest of them on social control for that for that willpower bonus. That's huge. Anything extra, just toss onto skilled. Storage, though, I would argue that is not a great one to use because you can kind of easily build or upgrade furniture to increase the amount of storage that you need. So as you can see here, I'm going to the crafting table and showing you can get something. The private dump gives you +3 storage, and you can easily craft, you know, a handful of those and have, you know, enough storage, no problem. The other you know, effects you can get are very meh, in my opinion. You know, pragmatist is really not that helpful, assuming that you're, you know, sleeping by a fireplace. You know, you can really, you know, sleep because you find so much junk and trash. You can easily sleep for, you know, a long period of time. And the rest of them are just kind of eh. But yeah, so that's just kind of my opinion, though. You know, difference between people. But yeah, I hope that this video was helpful, and if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section below, and let me know how you liked the video, and I'll see you next time. All right, thanks guys.